Rawrr Mantis 72, a beast without a compromise. This thing can go as much as fast as you're able to drive it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a review of a mid-size enduro pit bike, which can be your daily commuter and at the same time it can blast across the field at 80 km per hour. It is a mix of practicality and the fun that doesn't make sense at first until you ride it. Today we're going to look on both sides of the moon. But first of all, let's see the practicality. As you can see, there's not a problem to go casually grocery shopping, but there is a very good life hack. You can lock the steering so no one can steal your Rawrr Mantis. But I don't think that you came here to see me grocery shopping, so let's have fun in the off-road.
And now, let's look how it's going to deal with a true off-road.
I know that I'm not exactly looking very elegant, smooth or graceful doing it, but considering I've got pretty much zero real experience with enduros, pit bikes or any proper off-road machines, I actually got used to the Mantis surprisingly fast. The bike is just insanely intuitive, and after a few kilometers or hours of riding, it's just very simple to use. Let's take a very quick look at what this thing is actually packing. On the left side of the bars you get your regular or high beam lights, then the turning signals, horn and the saddle lock switch. Both front and rear brake have 220mm hydraulic discs. News is that even when you're giving them smoke for a good while, they hold up and don't fade. Braking is obviously helped by regeneration as well, which can be super nice on the longer downhills. Looking at the motor, this one's from QS, which is a tried and tested classic for me. It doesn't overheat, it has linear power and it feels properly, literally. This machine has a nominal output of 5 kilowatts and the maximum is 10 kilowatts. So you're still pretty much good to go with a normal driving license for a car. Now you can regulate the speeds in between 3 gears. The first one goes to 30 kph, second to 50 and third to 80. Then you can switch in between eco and sport, and trust me, the sport really bites.
Now I want to show you the exact reason why it's great to switch in between the gears. Because yeah, it's nice to have fun and to give some torque to the rear wheel, but it's not necessary to always ruin the ecosystem in the nature. So sometimes it's just nice to put the gear 1 and just roll all right, and not going on a rear wheel. It's just chill.
Another lovely feature is this app, in which you can change the max speed or the max output or the recuperation or whatever. It's just very nice when you don't want to kill yourself on the beginning. When you need to reverse in a off-road or whatever situation, Mantis has no problem with it.
Then another absolutely fascinating and absolutely great thing are those KKE suspension. To be honest, this thing can, holy shit, it can ride through anything, from roots to these kind of rocks or everything, and it's still smooth as a Rolls Royce.
When I got the 100% of the battery, I usually rode something about 50 kilometers, which is not bad at all for such a small and light thing. Very important thing is that when you're going from the forest and you want to make your bike again very clean, then it's not a problem to go to a washing station, because the engine has 3 covers of layer against the water. So after the washing procedure, I went to Berchtoldsgasse.
So what I want to show you is that you can go in a really extraordinary way on a coffee, on a Saturday, on a Sunday, whatever morning. And it's just an unusual way how to enjoy your life. And that's nice. Another thing is the ecology of the ride. Let's think. When you have a normal pit bike or a motocross bike, you've got to deal with the gasoline, with the oil, with mixing the gasoline and the oil, as we know from the two-stroke. But in this case, it's a pure electric power. So you just go into the nature. You don't make any loud noises, so people don't really get attracted to being negative about a machine, and it's just pure joy. Let's see, because what I truly think is that when you go into the nature and you just want to ride and you want to seek new places that you haven't seen before, it just makes sense to do it in an ecological way without messing a lot of gasoline. And yeah, you save a lot of money as well. You just charge it at home. It's fun. I love it.
When you ride this beast, you don't look for excuses, you just ride. Because every trip is a little adventure, and that's exactly what a motorcycle should deliver. Sometimes you need to clear the road, but it's always important to keep going and have a lot of fun, same as in your life. Oh, yeah, and by the way, if you ever need to justify Rawrr Mantis to your partner, just make a big heart in the grass, and I'm pretty sure a romantic move like that will melt them instantly.
Oh yeah. Rawrr Mantis 72. A machine not just for doing a wheelie somewhere on a field or in a forest, but as well a machine which you can discover the world with and drink tea on a very unusual places. And I honestly do believe that that is what it's all about. Discover the new parts of nature where you usually don't go. Cheers on that.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Ride safe and maybe see you next time. Ciao.